Right. In 2000 excuse me. In 2004, I got nicked for armed robbery. Yeah, I got 6 years. So this was like under the old. This was like I don't know if it's gone back to this. I don't think so, but it was under the old law. Yeah, you get pro after you go up to for pro after three, after half. Sorry, which was three for me. Didn't get that, so got to do 3/4, which was four. So I got out in '08. Rest in '04, got out in '08. Roughly '05, '06. This is when this happened. This was in Aylesbury. Yeah. Um, YO jail. Young offenders, yeah, 18 to 21 when I was there. Um, it's a rough old nick, man. It's like a lifer's jail as well for youngins, like for 18 to 21s. Yeah, there was a lot of wrong ones in there as well, but there was a lot of like kids, kids as well. You know what I mean? 18 to 21, riding 35 wrecks, like a recommendation is like a life sentence. Yeah, so you get a life sentence with a recommendation that you do 35 years before you're up for parole. Don't even mean you're getting out after 35 years. There was like 19-year-olds rolling about with like 35, 40 wrecks. Like, I know they killed someone, but come on, like, you know, like when men are getting like 18 wrecks nowadays, like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, um, yeah, I think I was on C Wing. Might be wrong. I think I'm sure I was on C Wing at these times. And I was banged up next door to this Welsh kid, yeah. I can't even think of his name anyway. I'm not going to say it, but I won't say it anyway. But generally can't think of it. And uh, he was doing, like a seven. I think he was doing a seven for armed robbery. I remember the crime. I can't remember the exact time he got. Yeah, but he got done for armed robbery with a crossbow in a bookies. It ain't gonna be too hard to pick someone out of a crossbow. And he was not all there. This kid as well. When I first, he was on the wing before me. Yeah, so like bang, this like after the induction wing, I got sent onto C wing, and I was with him. With him, I was next door to him, and he always had a jumper on and things. Yeah, during social and all that. But it was like it was annoying. He didn't seem like one of these geezers, like a self harmer. Yeah, it was a bit boingy, bit in your face. Yeah, a bit like intrusive, like asking questions. Like one of those people. Well, you don't really want to be around them. But I just thought he stunk. I thought this geezer needs a shower. I wasn't looking at any cut. I didn't. I've never seen a serious self harm at this point in my life. I was what Nick when I was 19 in '04, so I was probably about 12. I would have I'd been 20. So I've never seen anyone like in other even like in another even other jails. I've done another sentence before that. I've done 15 months before that. I got 15 months before. I didn't do 15 months. I didn't see anyone like this. Don't even think I see a proper self harmer. This geezer. Yeah. Anyway, I thought he stunk. I thought this geezer needs. So I was like always backing up from him. Like he smelt like proper dog shit. Genuine dog shit. That's the only. We all know. Like, well, hopefully some people don't. Like when you get one of those proper soap dodgers, they smell like that sweet shit smell. That's what it smelled like, but it was disgusting. Anyway, I never clocked at first. I just thought he was just never washed. So I'm trying to avoid him. I always say hello. He's always like, pop. You come out of the cell, pop his head in mine, go hello, hello. And you're one of them. You try and walk out the cell so you can walk him out because he stinks. And one day I just noticed the bandage on his arm, big old bandage. Didn't say nothing, but again, I didn't think what the smell actually was. I just still only thought it was a soap dodger. I see the bandage on his arm. I started noticing that screws were always going to his door. You know, like I started to work out he was a self harmer, yeah. And gradually over time, it started to dawn on me. But before it dawned on me properly, I'll tell you what. Some of the things like I used to hear, like the nurses and screws going to him for, and I was just, this is what I would ask him. This was daily, and don't forget on the landing he was fine, but this kid obviously as soon as the door shut he couldn't ride it. Whatever childhood trauma had happened to him, he couldn't handle it. And he had this one cut on his arm. It was a gash, probably the size of a tube of toothpaste. Yeah, keep that in mind. A tube of toothpaste. I, so he had one cut on his arm that size. Yeah, but he was forever reopening the wound, digging it with a. I used to take all of his knives and shit off him, obviously, like, but whatever, he used to gnaw at it. And you'd always listen. If where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, he'd open it up, and he'd smear it with his own shit. Yeah, and let it go septic. Not say nothing. Let the nurse come. Boom. Yeah, or he'd reopen it, put things in it, like a battery. One time, I'm his next door. These are things that I done. These ain't things that he told me or I heard secondhand. These are, well, I'm hearing it through the wall, like, so. How many hands that is, you know what I mean? It's first hands you're gonna get. And yeah, he put a battery in there. Not say nothing. Let it go. Whatever. Go to the doctor. Boom. The best one was a tube of toothpaste. He poked a tube of toothpaste in. That's that. Told him he had a tube of toothpaste. Told him he had a tube of toothpaste in his arm that he'd let heal over. I had to go and cut it out. Tube of toothpaste, and he was forever putting his own shit in it, smearing it all over it so it goes septic. And that's why he stunk. Well, it was the wound. Now I know the wound stinks, yeah. So I'm trying extra careful to be away from him. Look, you can pity someone, yeah, but when you're living next door to them, right? And eventually, this didn't happen straight away. This was like, this leaked through slow. Eventually, I started smelling it in my cell. I could smell his fucking wound in my cell. Do you know, like the pipes that go along the back wall, but like under your bed, go from cell to cell through the walls. You can pass things through there, like if the hole's big enough, Rizla, or usually you can put a bit of paper through there, stuff whatever into the paper, shove it all the way through. But the smell was coming through there. I was sitting in my cell and day and night smelling it. And I never complained about it to the screw. I don't know why. I would now. I'd say, listen, you've either got to move me or him. But I was constantly just used to tell this geezer to get on his case to have a shower and shit. Yeah, but I never. I used to just block it up with tissue at night. That's the general I used to do, wet tissue around the pipe. Sad thing. That was the first one I ever saw. But after that, when you get to the man's jails, they're everywhere, and you lose patience with them. You stop feeling sorry for them quick. You know what I mean? That it's not like the real world. Like you spend your whole time starving in prison, yeah. The whole time starving. You're waiting on dinner. It's the only time you really eat. You get a silly sandwich at lunchtime. at 12 or roughly. Then at 5 o'clock you get your dinner, yeah, and they'll give you a little breakfast pack, little milk and a cereal for your next day, for the next morning. That's never going to last. You always eat that at night, yeah. So basically, you're having one meal a day, mate. The sandwich. Sometimes you chuck the sandwich, you don't even eat that. So you're having one hot meal a day and a bowl of cereal at night because you eat it at night, you're starving. So you're in your cell, you're at your door at 5 to 5, waiting. Come on, what are we waiting for? If they're 5 minutes late, it's like it's 10 hours. You're fuming. And then you find out Numpty next door's cut himself and they're dealing with him. And I've just said Numpty, I've just been disrespectful about someone. I'm trying not to do that, yeah, but that's how you feel back then. You know, everything they do delays the whole jail, the whole wing. You know what I mean? Like they'll wait till the officers are coming around to undo the doors for dinner, then string up, and just so they can be seen to be stringing up and screw save them. And now I don't get allowed out for dinner for the next hour. I'm fuming, and every single person's fuming. And then when I've said it before, I was a bio cleaner. Most of what I cleaned up would have been like cut ups, self harms. Those would have been the main ones. There must have been shit ups in Pentonville and cut ups. But they're both the same thing, innit? Why are you shitting up? If you're shitting up, you got something wrong with you. If you're cutting up, you got something wrong with you. But again, you lose myself. Like you lose sympathy so quick for and you lose the fact, like sitting in that Welsh kid obviously clearly had some sort of abuse. Like imagine the abuse he suffered when he was a kid to make him do all that shit now. You don't think of that when you're his next door. You just want him to fuck off so you can watch his tenders about smelling his wound. You know what I mean? Jails are just full with people that have been abused. And for whatever reason, well, there's a clear reason that it's not addressed in jail. It's like hamster wheel, isn't it? If you address it, you might get off that hamster wheel and never go back. It's a business prison. It's a big business. It's not a charity. Someone's earning money when you go there. And they've locked on to their target, ain't they? Those abuse victims. I don't mean all sexual, like mental, physical. No one's committing crime because they're happy. I suppose no one's in their cell cutting up and stringing up because they're happy either. Don't feel like that when you're there though. Just want to get out for your dinner. Bang up in time for Hollyoaks. I've never ever watched a soap on road. Ever. Anyway, hit the subscribe and I'll see you tomorrow. Adios.